Good afternoon and welcome to P2P Live. I'm Mary Savova and I'm the team leader focusing on temporary legal support and business support here in People to People's Melbourne branch. Mark Smith is away at the RCSA conference this week and Crystal Spittle threw me under the bus. So this is why I'm stepping in to host today's edition and give you our Australian employment and labour market update. On today's show, we'll talk about the currently released unemployment rate for Australia. We'll also take a look at some of the hot jobs across Australia, New Zealand and the UK. We're also joined by Rianna Mannering to discuss the downsides of overworking, and we'll also take a look at the Twitter poll results from last week. But first, let's get started with the stat of the week. The latest unemployment stats from the Australian government came out, including the unemployment rate for Australia for the end of July 2023. The recent unemployment rate remained at 3.6%, which is slightly increased from the indications that suggested it would end up at 3.5 at the beginning of July. Out of the statistic, unemployed people increased by 5,400 to 528,000, whilst youth unemployment rate increased to 8.3%. And that's it for this week's stat of the week. We've got a couple of exciting opportunities to chat to you about today. The first job is an assistant accountant located in Brookvale in New South Wales. Paying $40 an hour plus super, the role will be managing MasterCard expenses, ensuring approvals and attachments are accurate, and assists the credit card applications, cancellations and replacements. To be considered, you will be proficient in a financial software and have strong understanding of credit card expenses. If you're interested in the role, please contact Liam Graffiti with the details on the screen now. The second role we have today is a HSC Regional Manager, located in Campbellfield, Victoria, paying up to $130,000 per annum. For this role, you will be providing advice, training and mentoring to management and employees on HSC issues, including relevant information on the WHS Act, regulations and standards. To be considered, you will have a minimum of 4 years experience in a similar role within manufacturing and a solid understanding of relevant HSC regulations and standards in each state. If you're interested in this role, please contact Grace Hayes Rosario and on the contact details on the screen now. And that's it for this week's Hot Jobs in Australia. We also wanted to talk to you about a working holiday visa hot opportunity this week. So if anyone's thinking about making the ditch across the pond in the UK with our London team, we're currently recruiting a paralegal within a construction team. Located in London in the southeast, it's paying £33,000 to £40,000, and this role offers an opportunity to work on complex construction-related legal matters and collaborate closely with attorneys to provide critical support throughout all stages of litigation and arbitration. To be considered for this role, you will need to have a bachelor's degree and demonstrated paralegal experience in construction. If you're interested in this role, please contact Hannah Scanlon with the details on the screen now. We also have a new job opening across the ditch in New Zealand, so let's take a quick look at that.
Kia ora. I'm currently working with one of the top real estate firms in New Zealand who are looking for an office administrator to join their wonderful team here in the Auckland CBD office. This is an entry-level role for fresh graduates who have a passion for property and want to learn and grow within this amazing industry. In your day-to-day, you're working alongside the CEO and the managing director, helping them manage appointments, parking allocations for clients, and organizing documents. If you're someone interested in property and are looking to get your foot in the door, this is an incredible opportunity. Get in touch with me on the information below. Thank you.
We're joined this week by Rianna Mannering from our People-to-People office in Perth to talk about the topic of overworking and the negative effects on it. Hi, Rianna. What can you tell us about overworking?
Hi, Mary. Thanks for having me. So in a recent report, it was reported that in Australia, over 70% of employees are feeling burnt out. And it was determined that the number one cause of burnout was overworking in the first half of this year. So with high workloads and the expectation for employees to always be available when working from home. But with this increase in burnout, it has made it difficult for employers trying to mandate staff returning to the office, as staff would rather work from home to try and avoid the added stress and time of commuting.
Yeah, of course. And what are some of the common downsides of overworking?
Absolutely. So we have a few, and we'll start with decreased productivity and creativity. So when you're overworking without breaks and rest, this can lead into a downward spiral and in terms of your productivity and creativity. And we also have diminished work-life balance. So overworking can massively disrupt the balance between work and your personal life and lead to that sense of dissatisfaction and in turn resentment towards your job. And this will be followed by mental health. So the constant pressure to always meet deadlines and perform at a high level can lead to burnout as well. So you've got that emotional and mental and physical exhaustion, which requires substantial recovery time.
Yeah, of course. And I know here in Melbourne, talking to candidates, working from home has created that blurred line and I guess has caused some overworking. So what would you recommend are some steps that people could take to avoid that?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a number of steps that we can put in place. And the first one would be to set clear boundaries and really try and establish those boundaries between your work and your personal life and set your specific work hours, stick to them as closely as possible and try and not to work outside of those hours then. We would also recommend to take regular breaks and try and incorporate shorter breaks throughout the day just to recharge and help maintain your energy and focus. And then lastly, the big one, we would say prioritize your self-care. So make this a priority and engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. So exercise, reading, hobbies, spending time with your loved one, and then practicing mindfulness or meditation as well. I know yoga has been something that's massively helped me relax in stressful times.
Yeah, that's a great tips there, Rianna. And yeah, I think ultimately some people forget how important little things like exercise are or spending time with your family or pets and the increase it can have on your overall well-being. So thank you so much for that. And thanks for joining. So the last thing we wanted to do now is also look at our Twitter poll for the week. So this week we're asking, how are you finding your current workload, with a couple of options here. It's a lot and overworking, it's manageable, not a lot, or quiet period. Jump over onto our People2People's Twitter or LinkedIn account to have your say. That's it for this week's P2P Live. We'll be back again next week, same time. Have a great weekend.